Yo, what's up with Musk in the green game, man? Musky in the green game. It's like, Musk, what are you doing, bro? Are you even real? Sometimes I've wondered, is Musk an alien? Is he a psyop? But I love the guy. He's absolutely brilliant. I mean, the rocket's coming down in the, it's just incredible what he's done. His work ethic is insane, and you can't bet against the guy. I don't know what his game is with this Bitcoin nonsense, this going back and forth thing. Now, when Tesla bought Bitcoin, it was obvious. It was like, of course they're going to buy Bitcoin. They're going to sell stock, get cash, buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up, they sell Bitcoin, they make profit. Because they're not making profit selling cars. And they're eking out a little small profit, but the capital expenditure that they've put into that company, Tesla, is pretty incredible and pretty amazing. But I don't see it. I see Tesla working out long term. But like, is it the 7th largest company in the world? I would never bet against Elon Musk. But with the greenness in the Bitcoin thing, well, we'll start accepting Bitcoin again. And it's almost like he pumped this and then he's like dumping it in a way. You know, it's like Elon's the ultimate pumper. But with the greenness in the Bitcoin thing, we'll accept Bitcoin when it's 50% mined with clean energy because, you know, we're an electric company and we have a board of directors and, you know, we got pressure under us. I get it, but at the same time, I feel like somebody's pulling Musk's strings. One, it's amazing that the SEC doesn't reel him in, right? It's like he's just out there tweeting whatever he wants, pumping any markets he wants, whenever he wants. He's just constantly doing that. And he's got a tremendous amount of power to be able to sway markets. I mean, to the tune of billions of dollars a day, which is incredible. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't do that. And I'm not advocating for regulators at all. But I'm saying if we're going to live in a society with regulators, where you at? Like, where you at? Like, Musk is doing whatever he wants. He's pumping any market he wants. And you're not doing anything? You're not fining him at least something? You're not doing anything? Like, you're just going to let this guy just roll? It's kind of ridiculous if you look at the cases that the SEC is actually processing and then like no one's doing anything to Musk. Like Michael Burry comes out and goes, hey, there's going to be like Weimar Germany hyperinflation. The graphs are identical, and they kind of are, and it's going to be like identical, and the SEC shows up to his office and he deletes his Twitter account. He's like, you know what? I don't need this in my life. I'm deleted. I tried to warn you guys, but I'm out. That's Michael Burry's opinion. They show up for that guy, but for Musk, they're not going to do anything. So here's my thing with Musk, and this is why I kind of think he's more of a psyop than anything else at this point in time. 50% of the Bitcoin miners are green, using renewable energy. It makes sense. I'm on board with it. If you're going to mine Bitcoin, and my roommates did, and it was 2011, they were doing it on Dell laptops, and it was like, it made sense, and they got like several coins, and then we bought some coins, and it's like, it makes sense to have a fixed supply. Like you buy your solar panels, you do your hydropower, you do whatever, you know that your energy is fixed forever at that point, or at least for the next 20 or 30 years. And then you can mine, and you have a massive comparative advantage in comparison to other people in the space. It makes sense why you would want to do that. However, you're going to have competition from China, let's say, who's going to use coal power plants. They're going to run at a fraction of that cost for a long period of time. Doing a 50% green miner thing requires doing an audit to confirm that they're green. Requires registering all of the miners, which is also why I say Bitcoin is not decentralized. Like, Bitcoin is becoming very centralized, and as it becomes harder to mine, it'll become more and more centralized. As the blockchain gets larger and larger, the data to hold the blockchain is going to take gigabytes on terabytes. Like, so you're not just doing with your Dell laptop anymore. You haven't been doing that for a while. But the way that the network is set up, it's set up for the hash power to be done in massive warehouses, ideally that are run on renewable energy, but that does require audit, and it requires knowing where all coins are coming from, and then it allows AI to basically mark each Satoshi with like where each block was formed, and was it created with green energy or was it created with coal energy, and so therefore it's not fungible. And yeah, Bitcoin might be anonymous, and back in 2011 we thought it was private. Anonymous isn't private. Anonymous is like, it's anonymous until it's not. I can look up somebody's wallet and be like, oh, that's Mark Cuban's wallet. Okay, where did that wallet send coins to? Oh, the wallet sent 3 coins out today. Who could it be? I could look at his company financials if he's publicly traded and be like, oh, he sent it to Ray Dalio. That's Ray Dalio's wallet. Well, who's these other 3 wallets? We don't know, but we know that this is Cuban and we know that this is Dalio. And then wherever those send, it has a 50% probability of also being owned by, say, Dalio or Cuban. So then we can put probabilities in. And then with AI and big data, we can pretty much crunch the network until we've modeled the entire network. It's not private, it's not fungible, and then heaven forbid any of those miners, we have a problem with them. Like the Bitcoin miners are, evil on some government standard, and therefore those coins aren't worth as much. And so therefore the only probable excuse is for the government to resume ownership of those coins and wash them, if you will. Wash the sins of that coin away and then reissue it. I just see it as a major problem. I also see it as eventually you end up with like 6 or 7 data centers that mine Bitcoin, like at some point in time. And yes, it's the ultimate short squeeze. It's going to keep going up in value. I totally support the idea of that. But the idea that you're going to have this lightning network and that you're going to have privacy, it's a no. But the big problem with a guy like Musk coming out and going like, well, it has to be 50% green mined and all this other stuff. It's like, dude, it's a cop-out, and nobody's calling him out on it. It's like, dude, you pump the market, you dump some of the supply, and you're not getting penalized for that? Like really? And and now you're basically pushing like this narrative of like, we're gonna have to audit. I mean, that you're gonna have to do green audits, so therefore you're gonna have to require registration. So therefore, what's the entire point of the network? Also, why I've said on this channel many times, Monero is more the real Bitcoin than anything I've ever seen. It's CPU mining, it's random X algorithm. It can be done like it just makes sense, like as a cryptocurrency, that you want it decentralized as possible. You want as many guys mining it on their phone when those phones are plugged in at night. You want the network as diversified and as decentralized as possible, and you want an inflating supply to your currency.